warn you, Jack, about a potential and very serious threat to Jabot.
I've stolen Haynes' AI program. I want to make a deal with you. Are you interested?
The Young and the Restless, Y&R, spoilers for the week of December 15th to 19th reveal that Sharon Newman's, Sharon Case, hero will be ready while Kyle Abbott, Michael Mealer, and Claire Newman, Haley Erin, plot their next move. Plus, plenty of exes will get messy, so there'll be a lot happening on the CBS soap. For starters, Phyllis Summers, Michelle Stafford, and Kane Ashby's, Billy Flynn, conflict will heat up, so we'll see if that puts a damper on his attempt to score a fresh start with Lily Winters, Crystal Khalil. Over with Nate Hastings, Sean Dominic, he may work on locking in a new beginning of his own with Victoria Newman, Amelia Heinley. Things are tricky since Victoria's still grieving Cole Howard, J. Eddie Peck, on some level, but there's no denying the lingering spark she feels with Nate. There's still a spark between Sharon and Nick Newman, Joshua Morrow, as well, but his focus will be on protecting her in the coming episodes. Y&R fans will see Nick step up for Sharon and prepare for Matt Clark aka Mitch Bacall's, Roger Howarth, inevitable return to Genoa City. It's clear that Nick's ready to go into hero mode at a moment's notice. Victor Newman, Eric Braeden, and the rest of the Newmans will have to stay on guard since they have no way of knowing when Matt will shake things up again. Regardless, viewers may eventually see Matt spying on his targets and putting the pieces in place for his upcoming leverage scheme, so stay tuned for updates on his grand plans. In the meantime, Victor and Jack Abbott's, Peter Bergman, feud will soar to new heights, especially in the aftermath of some dirty power plays on both sides. Michael Baldwin, Christian LeBlanc, just had a wonderful anniversary celebration with Lauren Fenmore Baldwin, Tracy E. Bregman, but could more relationship issues be brewing due to his entanglement in the Newman-Abbott drama? Although Noah Newman, Lucas Adams, will grow closer to Sienna Bacall, Tamara Braun, as she settles in GC, Audra Charles, Zuleika Silva, just might decide she wants her former flame back. Regardless, Audra will have a lot on her plate as she tackles Kyle and Claire's growing threat. Claire and Kyle have joined forces on Audra's downfall, so they'll plot what's next and set the stage for some alarming news. However, Audra and Holden Novak's, Nathan Owens' pact should mean they'll work together to protect their joint history. Could that lead to some burning desires firing back up between Holden and Audra at some point? The Young and the Restless spoilers say the week of December 15th to 19th will bring complications and excitement for multiple GC residents, so don't miss what's in store. The crisp December air in Genoa City did little to cool the simmering tensions and boiling scandals, as the week of December 15th delivered shocking confrontations, desperate gambits, and a long-awaited moment of courage that would change everything. In a world built on secrets, the truth became the most dangerous weapon of all. A hero in the shadows steps into the light. The most electrifying moment of the week, perhaps the year, belonged to Kyle Abbott. For months, he has watched from the periphery as his father, Jack, fell deeper under the hypnotic influence of Jordan. He's seen the doubt seed itself in the minds of his family, the subtle manipulations twist reality, and the fear in Diane's eyes. This week, his quiet investigation moved from gathering proof to executing a plan. With Ashley's secret files, a crucial piece of evidence from a terrified Claire, and his own relentless intuition, Kyle constructed an airtight case. The climax came not in a boardroom, but in the living room of the Abbott mansion. As Jordan, with chilling calmness, once again tried to gaslight Jack into believing Diane was the true enemy, Kyle stepped forward. He didn't shout. He didn't waver. Enough, he stated, his voice cutting through Jordan's poisonous words. One by one, he presented his findings: financial traces linking Jordan to the fake Alan Lauron, psychological profiles matching her MO, and a recorded confession from a former Blackthorn sanitarium orderly she'd bribed. The damning evidence was irrefutable. Jack's eyes cleared in a moment of harrowing realization as the woman he saw as a savior was unveiled as the architect of his torment. Kyle's courageous, meticulous stand didn't just expose a villain. It reunited a family and cemented his own evolution from a sometimes self-serving scion to the unwavering hero his family desperately needed. Schemers sharpening their knives. But as one fire was extinguished, others were being fueled with vengeance. Victoria Newman, reeling from the humiliation of Claire's betrayal and her own fractured relationship with Cole, is not turning to tears, but to titanium-hard resolve. She views Claire's continued presence in the city, and Cole's sympathy for her, as a personal affront. This week, she began a cold, calculated campaign. Using her influence at Newman Enterprises and her deep knowledge of corporate law, she started digging into every legal loophole that could see Claire's plea deal revoked or her freedom challenged. She's not just seeking to punish Claire, she's aiming to dismantle any chance of happiness or redemption for the young woman, proving that a Newman scorned is the most dangerous force in Genoa City. Meanwhile, in the gilded cage of the Chancellor estate, Audra Charles is plotting her comeback. Stripped of power at Newman, watching Kyle's attention be consumed by family drama and seething over her perceived losses, she is done playing the long game. She set her sights on two targets: Kyle, whom she believes owes her loyalty, and Tucker McCall, who possesses the resources she craves. In a series of tense, charged meetings, Audra attempted to play puppet master, offering Kyle a partnership that was clearly a manipulation and proposing a ruthless, hostile takeover plan to Tucker, with herself at the center of the new empire. Her schemes are high risk, fueled by arrogance and desperation, and are poised to blow up in her face spectacularly. X is entangled in a web of messy history. The past became an inescapable, messy present for several couples. The always volatile pairing of Billy Abbott and Chelsea Lawson found themselves in a crisis not of their own making. Chelsea's past with Connor's father, Johnny, resurfaced when the man, now sober and seeking redemption, arrived in Genoa City wanting to be part of his son's life. Billy's instinct to protect his blended family clashed violently with Chelsea's complicated guilt and lingering empathy for Johnny. Their arguments were raw, exposing old wounds and new insecurities, forcing them to question if their hard-won peace can withstand the ghosts of yesterday. Across town, Nate Hastings and Elena Dawson were forced into a painful proximity. A complex medical case at the hospital required their combined expertise, thrusting them into long hours together in the lab and at the patient's bedside. The professional respect was still there, as was the undeniable, unspoken chemistry. Old memories, both tender and bitter, flooded back as they debated diagnoses and treatments. Every glance held a subtext, every polite conversation thrummed with what was left unsaid. This unexpected reunion left both wondering if their story was truly over or merely paused. And in the most surprising ex-entanglement, Adam Newman and Sally Spectra were thrown together by chance at Crimson Lights. What began as a stilted, awkward exchange about the weather and Spectra fashions slowly